is a six-man champion showcase tag team match. Introducing the competitors. First, hailing from the slums of the capital, at a combined weight of 421 pounds, they are the VCW Tag Team Champions, Josh Fuller and Mikey Baker. They are Delinquents.
It's the VCW equivalent of an all-star game, a championship showcase, six-man tag. I'm Jason Heat, first out. Mikey Banker in the back, Josh Fuller, the front man. They are your tag team champions, the Delinquents, two-time tag team champions. They defeated Alex Devine and Myron Malone to win these titles for the second time. They have grown up under the watchful eye of the DMV.
Tag team partner, accompanied to the ring by his bestie, Neil Sharkey, hailing from Charles City, weighing in at 200 pounds. He is the VCW Liberty Champion, the Spice, Saul Esparza.
All champions on this team, the U.S. Liberty Champion, Saul Esparza.
This team would like to refer to as Los Delinquentes.
Never seen a more out-of-place person than Neil Sharkey. It's a trio of zillennial zaddies. And then this near geriatric good fella, the bestie of Saul Esparza.
Introducing their opponents. First, hailing from Columbia, Maryland, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing in at 230 pounds. He is the winner of the 2024 Liberty Lottery match, the Bushmaster, Tim Spriggs.
Maybe the most dangerous man in VCW, certainly the most dangerous submission wrestler in the world. The 2024 Liberty Lottery winner, the Mushmaster Tim Spriggs. Not a championship, but a title, winning that Liberty Lottery. And of course, Tim Spriggs coming off a career-defining performance against Matt Riddle.
Introducing his partners. First, standing at 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 265 pounds, the Boar.
He's known as Pig Daddy Cool, Pork Chop Mahones, the enormity of execution, the total porkage, but fundamentally, it's Boar! The franchise of VCW. The only man in this match that doesn't currently hold a championship or title of some kind, because to be the Boar is to be its own level of success in VCW. The franchise player, the quarterback of the locker room. He has earned his spot simply by being who he is. But that does not sit well with Boar, to know that he's the only man in this match without a title, because that is something the Boar thinks he's lacking.
Tag team partner, hailing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 230 pounds, he is the VCW Virginia Heavyweight Champion, the horse of all horses, Devantes.
What an incredible success story. Devantes in a car accident, out with neck, back, and shoulder injuries. Was told he would be out of action for 9 months. Made a surprise return in 5. And after our last event, the Haas of all Haas's is now the champ of all champs. The man with the explosive offense, Devantes, making his first appearance as the VCW Heavyweight Champion.
I mean, Jason, it is hard to imagine a more frightening and dominating team than the Boar, Tim Spriggs, and Devantes.
Mentioned this before while you were doing the ring and introductions. This is effectively our all-star game.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. And you better believe that the entire board of directors of VCW is watching this match to see what happens, especially from the Boar and Tim Spriggs, the two men in this match who do not have championships, though Tim Spriggs does have that Liberty Lottery victory.
A lot of respect between Spriggs, Boar, and Devantes. Of course, we've seen Boar and Devantes at odds with each other before, but the three men they're facing, the Liberty Champion, the Tag Team Champions, are actually all very close friends. These men travel together. They genuinely like each other. I mean, maybe Saul doesn't like anybody the way that he is friends with his bestie, Neil Sharkey, but...
Well, and I think Sharky's actually a really important X factor here in this match. 6-man tag matches can be very chaotic, and Sharky thrives in that chaos.
I don't know, in this moment, I look at Sharky and all I see is a living embodiment of the hello fellow kids meme.
I mean, you're not wrong. I believe that his 3 charges together ages added together are younger than him, but he's still got a lot left in the tank, and in a match like this, he could do a lot.
I did some digging. Did you know that Saul is Neil Sharkey's life insurance beneficiary?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised. That is somehow just makes sense. And one of our security guards getting laden down with gold like he's Ultimo Dragon.
It shows just how successful this team of Zillennial Zaddies have been here in VCW. They are Riz machines. They are the Skibbity Sigma of VCW.
I have no idea what you just said. I have absolutely no idea what you said. I'm assuming it's positive, but I couldn't tell you.
Well, I mean, it's giving success.
Sure.
And there is no love lost between Saul Esparza and Devantes. Devantes used to be a member of the Sharky tank before Saul Esparza effectively had Devantes turfed from that group.
I mean, arguably, Devantes was the star of the Sharky tank. He was the one with the championship. He had the Liberty Championship.
And that's really the question, is how well can Saul Esparza team up with anyone? We've seen an entire stable implode around Saul Esparza due to his ego, but will be different now that he's tagging with men who are his friends.
They are, but you have to wonder how durable that friendship is if things start going poorly in this match.
Well, you gotta, when you're talking about questions of durability, we do have to ask about Devantes. He is in 4 months earlier from what could have been a career-ending injury. Is he at 100%? Is he fully durable?
I mean, the only way to tell is to do it, but you've got to believe that everyone knows there's real potential for damage there, but showing that everything seems to be okay on that power slam, very impressive on the largest man on the opposing team.
Mikey Banker and Devantes, such incredible examples of size meets explosivity.
I just want to point out, Tim Spriggs just tagged himself into this match. I mean, there's a really important underlying story here, which is that Tim Spriggs won the Liberty Lottery. That gives him a VCW Championship match against the champion of his choosing whenever he chooses. That's got to create some tension on this team.
Though, of course, that makes Saul Esparza a target. Tim Spriggs could decide to go after the Liberty title instead, and maybe he's testing the waters right now to see how well he'll do. This is Saul Esparza's second reign as the Liberty Champion.
I think Tim Spriggs thinks that he's a favorite against anyone, and frankly, over the last couple of years, he's not been wrong very often.
Tim Spriggs is an elite combat athlete, a former #1 ranked Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter in the world, a BJJ black belt. And we talked about how when he was able to put all the tools of pro wrestling together with his martial arts background, he would be undefeatable, unstoppable. It's happened.
Yeah, no, we're definitely in that moment right now. He he is just a force. He's a force of nature in that ring and does everything so well and so carefully. And here comes the large man in the match. Here comes the Boar against the smallest man in the match, Josh Fuller. This could be interesting.
This would seemingly be a mismatch.
I think that's fairly safe to say yes.
One wonders what's going through the mind of the Boar being back in this building at this time of year.
Josh Fuller just said, "I'm not scared of you, Boar," and I think that may...
It was a year ago here in Alexandria at her debut that Boar lost his VCW heavyweight title to Joseph Keys. He's never really been the same man since, and that loss has been starting to fundamentally change the Boar.
I don't think the Boar moved an inch on that.
This is a situation where Josh Fuller's eyes may be bigger than his stomach.
I think it's Josh Fuller's ego is bigger than anything else, and that's the biggest thing.
Josh Fuller is never going to be the biggest dog in the fight and has really developed a style. Well, okay, but he can tag in his big dog.
That is, I think, clearly the correct move in this situation. That was just not going to end well for Josh Fuller, and the Boar seems very happy to go to war with Mikey Banker here.
There's a reason that Boar is the franchise of VCW, and now, all right, neither one could do it by themselves, but maybe they could do it alone. Red Rover, send the Boar right over!
It turns out holding hands will not, in fact, stop the Boar.
The power of friendship was not enough in the face of the Boar.
And Tim Spriggs gets tagged back into this match. What? Oh boy.
You know, we had the opportunity.
Strategy session out here.
Last time we were in Alexandria, Virginia, we had the opportunity to call a very similar six-man match in terms of an all-star game. That it was the last match of Dirty Money. We're here celebrating the life and memory of Dirty Money here at the Dirty Money Cup. And I'm really brought back to that match, which the Boar was involved in, and Tim Spriggs, and I think it's really beautiful to see this sort of similar all-star game in honor of Dirty Money.
Make no mistake, this entire night is treating Dirty Money. Every single person in the locker room wants to show up and show out to be as good as possible, to honor his memory and his legacy, and it is what happened in great numbers. Things are not going great for the tag. Oh, wow. A nasty shot to the back of the head by Mikey Banker. I was going to say we were in for the tag chance, but Banker turns things around, Spriggs.
No idea at this point who is legal. Things have really fallen apart.
I don't think anyone does.
Tim Spriggs in as much danger as Tim Spriggs ever is. That would be because it's 2-on-1, one-on-one. I'm not sure that Tim Spriggs is ever the underdog.
Oh, he turns into double dragons, or chokes here, excuse me. Very, very dangerous. Tim Spriggs just holding them both up.
And Saul Esparza taking advantage with that backstabber. Very opportunistic is Esparza.
It appears Fuller and Spriggs are legal men.
Slay, Fuller, slay.
Sure. I don't know if I'm supposed to agree or disagree with that, so sure. What matters right now is Fuller is in control, tagging in Mikey Banker at a very opportune time.
But this is the reason that Fuller and Banker are so successful. Banker right there, almost putting away Tim Spriggs, because Fuller is a bit of a player coach, but Mikey Banker always understands the assignment.
And I just want to point out, by the way, the Boar has not been on the apron. He has been pacing on the floor, like, if you'll pardon the pun, a caged animal waiting in there. You said it, Jason. Something's different with the Boar right now, and he is a very dangerous man.
The longer Boar goes without that title, the more enraged he becomes, and also the less focused. The Boar has been making more unforced errors lately, and it's really costing Tim Spriggs, who's got 3 men on him.
I'm sorry, 4 men. Neil Sharkey was also out there causing trouble. Really a bad place for Tim Spriggs. And even someone as great as Spriggs can't overcome those odds.
I would say 3 men and a Neil Sharkey, but tomato.
That's fair. Very nice neck breaker by Esparza. That could be it.
Spicy offense there by Saul Esparza.
Spriggs badly needs a tag in either the Boar or our current champion, Devantes. Very smart by Esparza to control the hands there, making it even harder for Spriggs to tag in.
Sure, but the bravery, the confidence of going to the mat with Tim Spriggs.
Yeah, I'll give Esparza props for that. That's a bold thing to do.
Josh Fuller nearly pinned Tim Spriggs. No one had that on their 2024 bingo card, I think.
No, there's plenty of things that have happened in 2024 on my bingo card, so, wouldn't be a huge surprise if it did happen.
So far, the tag team champs, the Liberty champs, showing that they are a very cohesive unit. What did you call them again? Los Delinquentes?
Delinquentes, yes, thank you. I had to consult my notes.
I think Los Delinquentes have a lot of potential here as a unit under the guidance of Neil Sharkey.
Tim Spriggs is getting very angry right now. Oh, shit. Oh my goodness.
When you think about it, this team is basically single-handedly bridging the generational gap. Sharkey and Los Delinquentes.
That's true, yeah. It's like the missing link in the evolutionary tree.
They're proving it can be done, and they are really proving it. They have completely isolated Tim Spriggs.
Well, here's the thing, Jason. I think that the Boar and Devantes and Spriggs have a lot of respect for each other, but
they're not friends.
Exactly, that's exactly right. Yeah,
they don't hang out.
The tag team champions and Esparza are actual friends.
They don't go to the clubs. They don't get crunked.
I don't know what those words mean. I'm a lawyer. I understand. Ex post facto, mens rea, those are the words I understand.
Well, you understand a big old beating, because that is what Tim Spriggs is getting right now, thanks to Los Delinquentes.
Yeah, Spriggs is getting worn down out there, trying to mount some sort of comeback. The problem is he's got two men to get by to get to his corner.
No, Spriggs needs to go Sigma on these Riz machines if he wants to make it to his corner. It astounds me every time, the speed of Mikey Banker. We talk about the Boar being the most explosive athlete in VCW, but legitimately Mikey Banker is giving him a run for his money.
It's really impressive. It's really astonishing to see the things he can do. And Esparza with a very nice flying dropkick off the back of Mikey Banker.
I don't know if that was poetry in motion, but maybe a haiku.
Yeah, short to the point, to the face.
Saul Esparza trying to really hook Tim Spriggs, and they're getting closer and closer to winning this All-Star Six-Man Championship Showcase. It's been a long time since we've seen either Devantes or the Boar get in this match, and they are pacing with frustration.
Yeah, they both wanted here so badly. And quite smartly, their opponents are not letting them do so.
Tim Spriggs going low twice.
Incredible athleticism by Spriggs there. Flying forearm, takes down Esparza. He's got to get to his corner.
And that's been the growth of Tim Spriggs. That was not BJJ. That wasn't martial arts. That was pro wrestling. And here it is, the champ.
We haven't seen Devantes since the very early moments of the match. He's well rested and ready to go.
What an incredible moment it was when Devantes revealed that he was cleared, got the better of the Greek god Papadon. This is straight up assault.
Esparza locking in a sleeper, very smart, but not well enough apparently.
It would prove so much for Esparza to defeat Devantes, but man, I want to see Mikey Banker versus Devantes one-on-one real bad.
Boy, I do too. That's very impressive. Banker may earn himself a title shot here.
And Banker moving his back to Boar. And Boar, that's how rangy Boar is, just stomping the center of Mikey Banker's back without even entering the ring.
Legally staying on the apron, but yeah, very impressive there.
Now, question for you. Do you think that was just strategy, or do you think there's some lingering resentment between Devantes and the Boar? Not only because Devantes was, in another life, responsible for a terrible attack on Boar's close friend Erica Lee, but also, is there any jealousy with Boar being here in this building where he lost that title, has never received a rematch, and now he's next to the current MVP of the company in Devantes?
I don't see how there can't be. The Boar is a remarkably fair and even-headed person.
Wait a second, I think Devantes turned it around. That was a bit of friendly fire.
This may be Devantes' chance. He's got more down there. The Boar definitely going to piece this. And look, if he wins this match, he's going to line himself up for that title match he desires. And here he comes.
The franchise player. Pig Daddy Cool. Unstoppable and indomitable.
man of that size to fly like that is really astonishing. And that level of power as well.
Sidewalk slam. And that is the epitome of Boar's work smart, not hard mentality. Let Josh Fuller do the damage.
If you think that Boar's a big musclehead, you are very mistaken.
You've been listening to Jerry Stefanidis too much if you think that's the case. The Boar has,
oh my goodness! He may have broken Mikey Banker's jaw.
Just kicked Banker into next week.
Devantes legal man now. Sent into the corner though.
In some way, somehow, Mikey Banker is continuing. Gore! Boar is Gore! And Josh Fuller managed to knock down the big man. That is possibly the most interesting combination of an Olympic slam and an airplane spin I've ever seen.
The Josh Fuller, I think, is somewhere in Maryland right now in his head. Oh! Esparza with a phenomenal counter, just punches Spriggs out of midair. But Devantes is still the legal man.
We very rarely get to say this in this sport, but interception! TKO! One champ gonna pin another! And the VCW Heavyweight Champion gets the win.
Here are your winners, Tim Spriggs, the Boar, and the VCW Heavyweight Champion, Devantes!
What a unit! Devantes, Spriggs, and Boar have made together. I do think there is a huge future for Los Delinquents, but this super team, whether you want to call them the Avengers or the Justice League of VCW, depends on which side of the fence you lie on in that particular war, but these are the top guys. Wait.
Oh, Boar getting to touch that title for the first time. And
It is handing the belt over to Devantes, but there is an unwritten rule that you do not touch another man's title.
no, that's a message being sent right there. That's a clear.
That was a long look.
Yeah, the Boar is letting Devantes know that he should keep his eyes peeled for the big man coming for that championship.
No outward hostilities, but look at this assemblage. Virginia's mightiest heroes have assembled here in Alexandria. The Boar, Devantes, and Tim Spriggs get the win in our championship showcase six-man tag.